It's very important that we start to look at L's as wins, right? I coach a 8 and under flag football team. We play in this NFL league, right? And in our first game, we got blowed out. You know what I'm saying? So we got blowed out. And what I told my team was, I was like, yo, the way y'all are feeling this right now, you don't want to have to feel like this again. But we can't look at this as an L. We got to look at this as a win. Because so many times for me as a kid, when I was playing basketball, like when I would lose, I would really be upset because I looked at L's as like, I'm a loser. You know what I'm saying? When I didn't get the girl I want, when I got rejected, I would look at it as a loss. But with every loss comes a seed of a W, a win. I was listening to a preacher this morning and he was talking about how we have to reframe our perspective. A lot of times we complain about our job, we complain about our spouse, or we complain about our living situation, but not even realizing, shit, you need to be thankful that you got eyes to see, arms to even use to sweep around the kitchen, or, you know what I'm saying, to wipe stuff off, or even be thankful that you have a job to go to, because some people don't even got a job to go to. Going back to the flag football league, right? I told my kids, like, yo, we got to look at this L as a win, because what I'm going to do with my assistant coach is go back to the drawing board and figure out, damn, what the fuck do we need to do to improve? What do we need to do to get better? Because when you win in life, wins don't teach you nothing. Wins don't teach you anything. You gotta go through the losses because you know how it feels. I know how it feels to not be able to get any woman. I know how it feels to get rejected. I know how it feels to get laughed at. And when those things happen to you in life, shortcomings, you got to use it to your advantage. How can I use this situation to better my situation? What can I learn from this? That's how you got to look at that shit. No one talks about, like with Michael Jordan, like Jordan, man, he took so many L's before he won his first. I know we all say like, oh, Jordan went 6-0 in the finals, but shit, nobody talks about all the losses he took before that. He had to go through remember his rookie year, he was losing to Larry Bird and the Celtics. He couldn't get past the Pistons for so many years. You know what I'm saying? They was literally beating him up on the court, literally tossing him and punching him. So he had to go to the weight room, and Jordan didn't fold in those moments. What he did was he took the lessons from those losses and he applied them to the future, to the present, to improving, to getting better. And he learned from it. That's why he went 6-0 in the finals. Because people think, oh, he went 6-0 in the finals, but shit, he took a lot of losses to get to that point. A lot of losses. I think a lot of times, man, when we go through things, we're not getting the woman we want, we're not making the money we want. A lot of times we soak in that depression. We don't use it as motivation. You got to be able to use your situation as motivation to improve, so you won't be in that situation no more. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of us men haven't been through real adversity, man. Like, adversity builds you. You got to look at it as like, okay, she ain't want me, cool. You know what I'm saying? Let me improve. Let me make sure my clothes is on point. Let me make sure my money is on point so that won't happen again. That's how you got to look at things. You got to look at things like blaming all on you. Never play victim's mindset. Never play victim's mentality. That's going to keep you where you at. But also, always, you got to be grateful for what you have. Too many times we're not grateful for what we have. Like, we all know that perception is reality. How you see things is how your reality is going to be. So it's very important that you see things in a positive light. And for me, it's an everyday type of thing, right? When I take certain L's, I have to look at it as like, all right, what can I learn from this? Because with every loss comes a seed of what can I learn from this situation? And that's how you improve as a man. It's like, what can I learn? What can I take from this? How can I get better? How can I improve? I think a lot of times we think we're the only people that go through situations. So it's like, I'm going to stay stuck within this loss. Oh, no women want me, so I'm not going to even try. I'm just going to go sit in the corner. That ain't going to help shit. That ain't going to help nobody. All you're going to do is make yourself more miserable and have one foot in the graveyard. You got to continue to evolve, man. Like, a couple months back or really a couple weeks ago, my views had dropped on YouTube, right? You know what I'm saying? It was a little discouraging, right? But it was just a sign like, all right, Josh, you need to do more. Maybe start live streaming. Maybe try this. Now my views went back to where it was supposed to be. And this ain't about views. But the point I want to make from this is that shit like that happens. A lot of times people's views drop on YouTube and they stop posting content. They get discouraged. What I did is I'm like, all right, let me learn from this. All right, people getting tired with this type of content. All right, let me start doing something else. Let me add something else to the arsenal. Now my views went back to normal, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you got to look at L's when shit happens as, what can I learn from this? What can I take from this? How can I get better? How can I improve? Because if you can't look at it like that, you gonna fail. It's the same thing with Jordan. One of my favorite quotes of all time from Michael Jordan is, the reason why I succeed in life is because I failed over and over and over again. And I literally feel like that's how my life has been. Nothing has been given to me. I've built my YouTube from the mud. Literally, I started off getting no women in high school. I didn't understand women at all. Literally, I started off as a simp. I thought lowly of myself. I had no self-worth, no self-value. Now, this ain't nothing to do with my parents. I had great parents growing up. They taught us morals and discipline and character. I've always had good character, but I'm talking about myself and the way I thought about myself. Literally everything I've gotten out the mud. You know what I'm saying? Everything. So it's always about putting things in perspective, right? You got to always put things in perspective. So when you get rejected by a certain woman, you just got to understand, like, hey, maybe she got a boyfriend, or maybe the timing is off. But at the end of the day, what's for you will be for you. What's for you will be for you. So at the end of the day, everything is really a win when you think about it, right? Because you can always learn from the situation. The problem is, in life, we keep getting the same test because we're not learning from the situation. We're not learning from the situation. But when you let things in life, when you let your shortcomings, maybe your finances is not in the right place, or maybe you're not getting the women you want, or maybe you're not at the job you want to be at, or maybe you ain't got the physique you want to have, or whatever it is, right? You can't look at it and let it discourage you. You got to let it motivate you, because massive action is the only way out of that situation. When Jordan was losing to the Pistons, he's like, shit, they keep throwing me around. Let me get my ass in the fucking weight room. He got stronger. If you've watched The Last Dance, that's what he did. He got stronger in the weight room. He didn't let it discourage him. He let it motivate him. All right, shit, I'm seeing what they doing every year. They knocking me out the playoffs. They knocking me over. They getting me out the game. Let me put some weight on me so that way I can handle it. It's all about evolving and improving, because if you don't evolve, you're going to die out like the dinosaurs. So when you get mad that, oh, it's so much modern women and they want guys that's 6'6" and you got to take them to Noble, man, forget those type of women, because those type of women going to die out too. Because at the end of the day, nobody's going to take them serious. We just going to have fun with them. And the fact that you taking them serious is the problem. You shouldn't even want a woman like that. You shouldn't want a woman who literally Instagram is at her forefront. Her life is an Instagram manual. You shouldn't even want a woman who thinks like that anyway. Your mindset should be, I want somebody who wants me. I want somebody with character. I want a woman who's feminine. I want a woman who's nurturing. I want a woman who's caring. That's the mindset. You got to come from a place of abundance. So it's all about putting yourself first, man. For sure. All right, guys, this is my video for today, man. Appreciate you guys for coming over to the channel as always, man. And until the next time, deuces.